What a great start to the day. Welcome to Championship Sunday. That's right, we're going to crown our champions in the home of the champions, Leicester. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but Leicester City, the champions, of course. We are at ESL in Leicester to crown our Halo champions for Season 2. I'm not alone on the desk, fortunately for me. We also have a couple of men alongside me. We've got the Savage on the stage. We've got the Brutal on the desk, and that leaves you being the wrecked, Mark, unfortunately.
Well, you were described as a whopper, so I'll take wrecked any day of the week.
I'm more of a Big Mac.
Big Mac? Big Mac? Yeah, that's fine. Everyone likes Big Mac. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay, good. Enough of the nonsense. We're here for some serious business today, boys. We saw the relegation battles yesterday, Harry. Very enjoyable for us. Probably not that enjoyable for the players, I have to say. They went through some pretty big stresses. But today, it's championship time. Top 4 from the league. Lots on the line.
Yeah, I just can't believe it, especially with Pulse Gaming, as you remember, barely getting through beating VWS, and we saw how VWS struggled, but they're back in it now. Pulse are here, they're happy, they're ready to play. It's going to be an interesting first series, or just interesting day, just in general.
I think it's a big time for Pulse. I think Pulse have been looking forward to this for a long, long time, and this is their moment to shine. And we were speaking to a couple of the players in the hotel lobby yesterday. They're not just coming here for a good time. They've got few players in their crosshairs that they want to take down, so it's going to be a very, very interesting series.
I'm hearing some feisty things from many of the players, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's take a look at our schedule for today, show you exactly how things are going to be planned out. We're going to start things off at the start of the day with FabE Esports versus Pulse Gaming, first versus fourth, and then we'll move on to Infused versus Vibe. Very much looking forward to that one. A clash of the two teams who finished second and third. It's a GSL bracket, so we'll have the upper bracket and we'll have the lower bracket, and we'll find out who goes through to the grand finals as we crown our champions for Season 2. Obviously, when we look back on this season, Mark, it's been another dominant season for FabE Esports. They're 19-1 in regular series across the two league seasons now. It's hard to look any further than them for the championship, isn't it?
I think.
Should we all just pack up now and give them the trophy?
I don't think so. The three other teams here would be agreeing with that. Also, it'll be a very quick day for us. But,
yes.
But I understand what you're saying. 19-1. That's a dominant performance. You look across, North America Pro League as well. Nobody's done that. And they've tried to take it to the next level as well. They went out to Vegas recently and competed over there in the Vegas Open. Proved that they're better than the top AM teams out there, coming up a bit short against the pro teams still, so they know where they stand. But now that they're back here in Europe, this is their hunting ground. This is where they live. This is where they are the top dogs. So it's up to them now to prove that once again and come in and just destroy everyone, essentially.
They're going to learn a lot from the US. Just coming back over, it's only been a week, and don't get me wrong, they may have learned a little bit, but maybe not fully into their gameplay. But we'll probably see just a section of what came from Vegas.
There you go. You can see the regular season. 9-1. FabE Esports at the top with an 85% map win rate as well. Vibe in second, having pipped Infused on the final day of the regular season. And Pulse squeezing into fourth place. That was their goal for the season. They wanted to finish in the top 4 and come to the finals. And they have done exactly that. So, 4 teams. 4 very good teams. All very different teams. But when you look at the lineups, you've got to say the experience is going to count for a lot here. Fab have been here before. Is it as one-sided as we've already discussed, Harry, or do you think we might see a few surprises?
I think definitely a few surprises. The calibre of skill compared to last season is absolutely immense. I think, especially with Vibe at the moment, the roster compared to last season, completely blown away. They've practiced hard. This game is all about grinding. Fab have grinded a lot, don't get me wrong. Fab got the 4 most individually skilled players in the business at the moment in the EU scene. But players like Vibe, again, grinding really hard, all got 4 great players. But you've got to remember, Infuse's lineup has also got a lot better. The replacement of Kimbo for Warlord, great replacement. I think Kimbo's at the moment the 3rd best KD, doing really well for him at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how they all match up. But we've got to remember, it's Pulse. They've got no pressure. They came fourth. They're ready to play. And they don't care what happens, win, lose. If they do really well, I'm sure they'll be happy with how they got it.
And the thing with Pulse as well, it's one of those teams where if they win their first game that they play today, everyone else in the arena is going to go, hold up a minute. We've got a team here that we don't really fancy playing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They come out and win that first game. It really does set a marker down for everyone else. And I think some people are looking at this as a bit of a 3-team event with Pulse. But to be honest with you, I see Pulse causing big upsets this weekend. And I'm really looking forward to the French guys getting down to it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of French supporters in the Twitch chat as well.
Absolutely.
Thinking the same.
Yeah, Sim said it yesterday. Whenever the French turn up for a Halo event on LAN, something special happened. What
Yes.
is it? Have they just got terrible internet connection in
French
France or
curse.
something?
No, no,
I don't believe that for a second.
It's the French magic, I believe is what it's known
I think
as.
we've all witnessed a French curse. Like, I think we've been on the backhand of it sometimes in
Yeah,
our
at some
previous
point
days
in
as
your
well.
career.
Yeah, Harry's got some nightmares that he's reliving right now through his head.
Yeah,
so,
just bad flashbacks from
bad
Will.
flashbacks. Is it from Halo 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything after then.
It's like flashbacks. It's when you wake up at night and you go, Talik! Like that, because you think of it that time that he no-scoped you on the pit, or, just little things like that. That's what happens.
But you're right, though. It is just the magic. For some reason, when a French team comes over here, sometimes they just play so much better offline, and you just think, wow, like, this is just unbelievable. Like, and some people say they might come fourth, they might come third. You never know. They could take one of the top 2 teams. We just don't know.
And looking forward to how exciting it is. Show you the bracket and how it's going to pan out today. As I mentioned earlier on at the top of the show, it is a GSL-style double elimination bracket. And of course, they'll play through the upper bracket. 2 teams from first and fourth will play each other. Second and third will play each other. The 2 winners will play each other in the top of the winners bracket. And then at the bottom, obviously, you lose 1, you drop down. If you lose 2, you're done. You are out of the tournament. So teams they're going to have to fight hard to stay in here. As we said, we'll kick off with FabE Esports versus Pulse, Infuse versus Vibe, winners playing each other. And the winner of that one will go straight to the grand final. Best of 7, all of them as well. That's the key point I wanted to bring up here, because it's a little bit different from regular play. We're used to best of 5, teams are used to best of 5. We saw yesterday in relegation, Harry, that 7 just changes the dynamic of the game a little bit. You can sometimes you get 3 Slayers in there, and that helped yesterday. We saw Ego coming through a best of 7 against VWS because they had 3 Slayers and they were really good on the Slayer.
That's right. With best of 7s, even though it's just a couple of games, it adds all the more consistency. The more consistency the matchups are, the better it is for the players and for the viewers just in general. The game types yesterday was quite weird. We didn't see many plazas, no status obviously because it's the least played game type anyway.
One
But
plaza.
I'm
One the whole
really
day.
excited for that.
25 games,
Oh,
30 games.
Harry and I were about to start a hashtag, bring back Plaza, because where was it?
I don't know what was going on.
Regular
I was quite
season,
shocked.
all season long, no problem at all. Yesterday, last match.
Well, this is my point. I'm not sure why Plaza wasn't chosen just in general. Like, I'm not sure why teams avoided it. Maybe it's because they didn't like it. Maybe it's not their type of game type. But yeah, not very understandable. Stasis I can understand because not people enjoy it just in general, or maybe because the red advantage. But yeah, quite strange, but interesting at the same time.
Yeah, lots of interesting things to talk about, of course, and not least of which our teams. We are almost ready for our first game of the day, which means it's time to meet them. So let's find out who they are.
FabE versus Pulse Gaming.
All right, okay. Our first match, guys. How excited are we, yeah? All right, so, gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Our very first match. I'll come to you guys first. So, Pulse, you are about to embark on your very first game, the very first match of the day. How are you guys seeing this as an advantage going first today?
Well, I don't really think it's an advantage because we play really early today, so I'm still a bit tired, but I'm going to do my best to play well.
Well, you look fresh, and that's the main thing. You look fresh. Coming to you guys as well, welcome to FabE. So you've got the very first game here. You've got a great season, 9 wins out of 10. How does it give you a confidence in going into this first game?
I mean, online, it doesn't really transition to LAN as much as it does, but like we've been to Vegas recently, played against the American teams, like a LAN only a week ago, so we're really confident coming into this and we can't wait.
Okay. And gentlemen, any words you'd like to share with each other, any gentlemanly words before going into this first match? What do you guys think? Anything you'd like to say to the opposing captain?
Nothing. I mean, I don't want to trash talk them because I like them all, so I just hope it's going to be good games. That's it.
Excellent. Very gentlemanly. What about yourself?
I can't trash talk my boy SLG. I mean, we've known each other since we was 14 years old, and now we're playing LAN together against each other for the first time, so it's going to be really fun. Can't wait.
Well, listen, good luck, guys. Give me a big round of applause for these Pulse Gaming and FabE. Guys, want to get into positions, and over to Paul and the guys up top there to give us some analytics just before the game.
Indeed, yes. Thank you very much, Adam. Teams have been welcomed into the arena, and they are ready, going to get themselves set up. Gives us a few minutes to talk about this opening match with our analyst team, of course, on set here with Lethal, the original Lethal, the one and
OG
only
Lethal.
Lethal.
I'm just going to get...
I'm just winding him up so that you get some more rubbish on Twitter from him.
Yeah, you've just triggered the whole of North America.
Yeah,
And you're going to bring up
that's
the
fine.
crab next as well. So.
We'll come out with that in a moment. In terms of the way that these two teams match up, when we look at the form, you'd have to say, okay, Pulse haven't taken a game off Fab, so that's straightforward. We know that Fab are strong. We know what they've done in America. We know what they can do in the league. Where do you find the edges for Pulse? What are they going to be relying on in this game?
It's going to have to be game one. If they take game one, I think they could potentially have a much closer series. It will put a lot of pressure on Fab. Fab in the past, if you remember last year, I know they may have recovered from the pressure and the nerves they had from previous events, but I think if you just put a little bit of pressure on Fab, I reckon hopefully we'll have a much closer series with Pulse. But it's hard to argue against Fab though, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
With all the
Mark,
experience.
you said to me early on that actually Pulse are in a good place because there's no pressure for them. All the pressure is on Fab. You know, they've got nothing to win here and everything to lose, and it's the opposite for Pulse.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about this Pulse squad is, last time I think they were at a LAN event, which was during Halo World Championships last year for the French qualifiers. They came first and they beat a French squad that was, at the time, the French squad, the likes of
They were
Talent
the
and
favourites,
things
weren't
like that.
they?
They were
Yeah.
and they won it. So these guys are pretty good on LAN. That's the thing that everyone forgets, is these guys have already proven themselves on LAN.
Even if they're a bit tired.
Even if they're a bit tired.
If I remember rightly,
That's not an excuse. It's the
When-
morning. Everyone's tired.
when Halo 5 first came out, I think they were grinding like 12 hours a day, something absolutely ridiculous. And because they were slightly unknown, they knew they had something to prove. They had to prove themselves as, well, not just as a team, but just players in general. SLG is a great example.
Yeah.
Such good slaying ability.
Yeah. In terms of Fab, who do you highlight? You can pick any one.
All of
couldn't
them.
you?
Pick a name out of a hat. It's as simple as that. They all contribute so much to the team. You look at Respectful for the stats that he's put up over the season, but for me personally, I always look at that team and I see 2Foxy as the leader, 2Foxy as the glue. If 2Foxy plays well, FabE win convincingly. So I'm always looking at him. If he puts up good numbers and does what he does, then FabE usually stomps.
I think 2Foxy's added more of the movement and coordination with the team. I think before they were a little bit unorganised, but they were playing to some pure pedigree skill. But now 2Foxy, I think, is coordinating them a lot better. Because if you remember rightly, when he used to team with Riot, Chalky and Ramirez, when you used to hear them in scrims or in tournaments and previous tournaments in general, he was always the one organising the team during the gameplay, and he was so good at that. But now he's doing it with 3 other of the most individually talented players. You know, how can he stop this?
I do want to raise the issue of Jimbo in the team. Obviously new to the team for this season, changed on the very last day before the window shut.
Yep.
Didn't necessarily gel straight away, would it be fair to say? And it's taken him a little bit of time to find his feet in the team?
Yeah, I think what happened was in the first half of the season, like over the last previous year or two, he's been used to players who are quite passive, they would support him, but this team are so aggressive. But the problem is, well, not the problem, I should say, a good thing, they're so smart at doing it. And I think with Jimbo, it took him a while, took him a few weeks just to adjust the team, just in general. But I think after a few weeks and playing with the guys, he's got used to their aggressive, smart play style.
I think the reason they picked up Jimbo is because Jimbo's one of the... I always look at players in Europe that can match that North American play style the best. The hyper-aggressive, not giving you any room to breathe, not giving you room to get off respawn. And Jimbo is one of those players who kind of gets that and that psyche. So 2Foxy's the other one. I would say those 2 players are the ones in Europe who get that play style the most. And I think they can teach that to Mose and Respectful. But it's also, it's very easy saying, you know, we'll just teach you it. But it's one of the hardest things to pull off as a squad, as a 4. So Jimbo, huge pickup for that squad. Took a bit of time to gel, but, well, I mean, look at the results
Yeah,
now.
I mean, when you look at the results, on paper at least, and very, very clinically, you'd say 10-0 season 1, made a change, 9-1. Oh, there must be worse.
Everyone else gets better.
It's not quite as simple as that, though, is it?
No, everyone else gets better.
Yeah.
This is the thing. You look at North America. I mean, what was CLG in season 1? You know, just dominated everyone. It was like they were just walking in the park. And now, I think they came second.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think
Envy
the
won
teams-
it.
Envy with 11-1.
And it was like, okay, like, have they got worse? No. Has everyone else got better? Yes, that's exactly
hard
what's
staying
happening.
at the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we've got the vetoes coming in, so we'll just we'll check out that in a moment when they pop up, and we'll get the first map. How critical is it, first map, do you think, for Pulse to get something they want? So they can perhaps get off to a good start.
This is the thing. I think if they do lose the first one, I do worry that it's going to be like a 4-0, 4-1 because it's a big deficit. Dropping one game against these guys is probably like dropping like 10 series because you just know you've got such a hard fight back. And I'm looking now, Strongholds and Empire, that's probably a good game type for Pulse, just due to like the aggression. Okay, there is a bit of strategy towards it, but I think it's more of a momentum-based game type. I feel like this is more of a good way for Pulse to get a head start. But like I said, if Fab crack on, play how they normally play, then yeah, it's going to go downhill for Pulse.
Yeah, I think this is a good pick for Pulse. You know, it's a scrappy game type. It's not one of those more control-based game types. It's kind of like there'd be a lot of AR battles, a lot of automatic battles, so they can kind of find their feet a little bit in the game. But saying that, FabE are really good at this Strongholds game type.
Yes,
you know, they're very good at it against NA teams. You know, they've proven they're really good at it. So if Pulse win this one, I think everyone in the arena will go, ooh, hold on, the French guys are here to play.
Okay. All right, I'm liking the positivity towards Pulse. I'm liking that, but it's now time for predictions.
Yes.
And I have a really weird feeling that neither of you are going with Pulse.
What made you think that? What made you
Well,
think
it's
that?
just a psychic link of some kind.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 4-1, but 4-0.
To Pulse, well done.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's very
Harry,
kind of
that's
you.
brilliant.
So
Everyone heard that in the
4-0,
arena,
yep.
right? Everyone heard that?
But yeah, I reckon 4-0, 4-1.
Okay.
I'm going to go 4-0, FabE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so
So basically, we've built them up. We've said all these great things about Pulse. They've got all this French magic on their side, but it's going to be a 4-0.
Yeah, FabE are really good.
What do you know? We're experts amongst the panel have said 4-0 or 4-1. Let's find out how it rolls out in game one of the day as we head over to our commentary team. Let's make out what they find. Is it 4-0 or 4-1?
Jez Red Gaskin here with, of course, Wonder Boy, as we are going to get this game of the day started. The first game of the day, the first game of finals. I'm excited. Crowd's excited. He's definitely excited.
Might be a little bit excited.
Just a little bit. Pulse versus Fab. Game one, Strongholds.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts initially? I mean, first of all, for me, Fab have never lost this game type. I just want to point that one out there. Pulse have never won it. So,
Yeah, I was going to say, game type wise and matchup wise, you'd have to say this is the kind of game type that Pulse would want, right? And this is the kind of game type that Pulse would have expected in a game one of Strongholds, like a very scrappy, you know, kind of fast-paced game type. That's what they want. They want to go head-to-head. They want to go toe-to-toe against Fab. So this could actually be a very, very good game type for them. But like you said, Fab undefeated on this game type in the league. We didn't really see it too much on stream. And Pulse, they've never won it, like you said, Dan. So you've got to say, if you're a betting man, it's got to go to
I mean, I
Fab
say
in
they've
this
never
one.
won it. They have only played it once.
Okay.
So I'll
So
let
0
them
for
off.
1.
So
That's
it's
not
a 0
so
for
bad.
1, whereas Fab, they played it 4 times, won it 4 times, definitely one of their stronger game types throughout the league. Naturally, I'd go towards Fab, but this is a French team on LAN.
France magic.
You know what happens. The analysis team, they were talking about it.
Yep.
It just happens. It's happened to all of us.
Yep, it's happened to me.
I said to SLG, I said, hey, your team's quite a quiet team, isn't it? And he was like, if we win, we will get very loud.
So
And
glad you didn't
that's
try
what
and
the
do a
French guys.
French
No,
accent
I wasn't
like
going to do a Sims. Rec pack code on the screen. It is midship15 is the code. Enter that on halo.gg if you want to grab yourself a free rec pack and probably pack nothing because that's my luck anyway. I never get anything.
Have I got time to just open up my phone and do that right now?
Well,
Obviously,
apparently it's live for 5 minutes.
5 minutes and probably not then, right? I mean, we're probably going to be jumping into the action pretty soon. But if you are here in the arena, open up your phone, stick that rec pack code in, make sure you get yourself all the rec packs we're giving out today because you can get some really nice, juicy Halo goodies in there.
So Strongholds Empire, who's your key players to look out for on both sides, Harry?
So I highlighted throughout the entire season, I'm going to reiterate it here, SLG for Pulse has been an absolute monster. He's been a superstar for Pulse, and he's one of the main reasons they are here at finals. So I'm going to be looking towards SLG for Pulse, but then on the FabE side, you have the likes of Jimbo, Mose, Respectful, 2Foxy. They're all so strong in every single asset of their game. So I don't know. I'm going to say SLG and maybe Mose. Let's say Mose out of FabE, Dan.
Well, here we go. Game number 1 of full season finals. Let's hear some noise in the crowd, some excitement for these players.
Woo!
And let's get down to business as we are going to start things off with a man from Fab, the new boy. It's Jimbo.
Yeah, we say the new boy. He did join at the start of the season, so he's had a bit of time. He's had a few events now to try and get a little bit more gelled with this Fab squad. And Jimbo is as a player who certainly knows what he's doing. Great start of the game here from Fab. This is what they've wanted. If they can capture the pit right here, they will have control early on, and that's going to put Pulse on the back foot. lovely early kills here coming out of Fab, and Pulse at the moment look a little bit shell-shocked to start the finals.
Yeah, extremely easily grabbing that pit as well. It just wasn't contested at all, and now Jimbo's got the plasma pistol, can take down Fragger. He's going to look to get the double here, can't finish him off though. Good work from Punisher with the DMR to respond to Jimbo's shots. The store is in the hands of Mose, and we know how deadly the store can be as the total control comes into effect for Fab. And could this be a very quick game? Pulse at the moment just can't keep up with the speed of FabE.
Yeah, they just can't keep up with the pace down, and this is an absolute nightmare start, because at the moment you can see in the kill feed constantly Mose's kills just getting completely, not stolen, but almost, how should we say, he's getting assisted. He's getting so many assists in the kill feed, and just Respectful is running a train through this through this Pulse Gaming team at the moment. Couple of kills on the board there for Punisher. That's a double from him, so that's going to open up things a little bit. Good thing for Pulse is they did get a stronghold on the board. You can see they have red base, so that time is going to be kind of in their favor now. They've stemmed the bleeding a little bit. Only the 1 point every 4 or so seconds, but wow, Mose is on a killing spree. That's a double for him. Just great store work, and now we can push into red and try and force the triple cap once again.
Yeah, Mose just coming in and mowing down Pulse like they are in his back garden, and now he is just going to be able to take this and go for total control once again. Blue base isn't being taken, so that's going to be yet more points going on the board for Fab. And look at Mose every time, just jumping up here, scouting his angle, seeing if anyone is about, and he's just not seeing any players. He's just going from base to base, finishing them off. New Soar's going to be up, more kills for Mose.
Yeah, and if anyone was really doubting this FabE squad, I think they can maybe take a little look at the score right now and say, okay, yeah, Fab are for real. The Soar has just come up, so you've seen Mose on your screen grab that, but also you need to take note, the overshield's coming up outside as well. Jimbo's in a great position here. Mose will clean up Kali. We just swapped off of Mose, but I think the overshield is going to be coming up fairly soon, and you've got to say, Pulse, if they want a chance of getting back into this game, they've got to get the overshield. There's going to be too foxy from FabE, the man to pick up the overshield.
Yeah, but Pulse are putting points on the board now. They have managed to get both bases, but Fab were happy to give them up as they did get an overshield as a reward, and now Foxy's going to push in here to blue base and just take this one. It should be relatively easily, because I don't think there is a Pulse member in sight to stop him, but he does take a vantage point just in case anyone is going to push. A few members of his team have gone down though, but points will start racking up yet again, and the important thing is, Harry, that pit is still in their control. So despite the fact they went outside, despite the fact they went for that overshield, they still have pit. Pulse cannot take it off.
Yeah, it seems like FabE are very, very well drilled. We'll swap over to Pulse side. We haven't given too much love to them. Let's swap over to SLG. Just as he grabs a double, you can see the kill feed right there. Respectful top slayer in the game with 9 so far. We'll swap over to Kali. But like you said, that pit stronghold at the moment, it's been in the possession of FabE the entire game. It's a real pivot point on the map. We are watching Kali right now, so the overlay on stream not really quite right there. We'll swap over back to the Fab side. Let's see what Respectful was doing. We saw he had the top kills in the game a moment ago, and once again, it seems like every single time we swap to a Fab player, they're either taking a player down or assisting. You can see in the kill feed, Fab kills all across the board, and as a result, it's total control for just a moment there for Fab.
I can see what Pulse are trying to do. They're going from base to base. They're trying to get around behind Fab and then go for pit, but every single time, Fab are just rotating around away from them, and Pulse aren't able to pick up any kills. And every time they do drop into pit, there's always a member of Fab to stop them. As we are on board with SLG, he does pick up the assault rifle kill. It's Kali, sorry, we're on board with, so we will ignore that overlay as he gets the double kill. And finally, pit is in control of Pulse Gaming. And now this is the right stuff. This is what they need to do. Overshield's going to be coming up soon though, Harry.
Yeah, it most certainly is. But also, did you see there? Mose was trying to force the issue early on that pit. You can't do that. And Kali and the Pulse squad were able to take him down. If Respectful can take down Kali here, this would be a big scalp to take. But I think it was actually Kali there who did capture the base. Respectful have this Soar in his back pocket as well, and he knows that overshield's coming up. So if he can get this kill and then corral this overshield, pump it into his chest, he will do so. This is a great kind of, it's a win here for Fab, because not only did Respectful get the Soar off of the spawn, he also got that overshield as well.
Yeah, Soar and overshield is a deadly combo as he takes down Fragger, will turn around, try and finish this kill on Punisher. Should be easy, but a few shots missed there. I mean, these players are a little bit cold. You've got to remember it is early in the morning. They haven't had too much time to warm up, but still points racking up for Pulse. I heard a little bit of noise. I heard a little bit of let's go, because Pulse know that if they're going to get back into this, they need to play pretty much flawlessly from this point, as Punisher is going to look to try and take red base, but he gets taken down. But instantly, a member of his team is there to capture that one. But unfortunately for them, Pit has gone back into control of Fab, and Foxy is just lurking around this top mid into this turbine area to see if he can find any Pulse gaming members.
Pulse worked so hard to get that Pit back from Fab, and all of a sudden it's right back in the possession of Fab, and now they're pushing for this triple as well. They are capturing red at the moment. They've just secured blue, but red is already being ticked away. That's going to be Mose, and Mose is getting loud down there on the stage. You can see how close that red base is to being captured. 2 Foxy will dive in. That will be a triple cap from Fab, and you've got to say, Pulse right now, they're on the ropes.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much game, set, and match, unless anything spectacular happens. But you can see members of Pulse are spawning over in blue base, and Mose is just cleaning up shop. Anyone who pushes out, he's there to finish them off. Fab Esports are going to take game 1, and this is the commanding victory that I think everybody was expecting them to do, especially after the season they've had, especially the previous games they've had against Pulse. So game 1 going in their favor.
Absolutely solid stuff from Fab. They've been solid all season long, and they've started finals off absolutely perfectly as well. Next game for Pulse, they've got to move on, because that right there, Fab had control. They never really looked in doubt. So Pulse just have to sweep that one aside. They must have kind of expected that to happen. Dan, what are you seeing in the game?
I mean, 17 kills from Mose, 18 from Respectful, doing the same thing they've been doing all season, both going +10. Jimbo and Foxy just going +1 and +2 with 8 kills and 9 kills between them. On the other side for Pulse, Punisher actually went 12 and 12, so he was up there with the kills, but Kali and Fragger just 5 and 12, 5 and 14, SLG 8 and 14. It's not the SLG that we would expect, but they really struggled, and it is a very strong game type. It was a very strong game type for FabE, so I'm not entirely surprised, as we are just going to check out a few of the highlights from that game. You'd expect Jimbo to have finished that kill, but that's the start that I think everyone knew Fab could have done. I mean, you look across the previous results, Fab 3-0'd Pulse both times during this season. Are you expecting a 4-0 here? Are you agreeing with the analysis desk?
I'd like to think Pulse are going to take a game, at least a game. If they can take this next Slayer, then they can certainly make this series very interesting. Pulse on Plaza, I don't know if the statistics speak this way, Dan, but Plaza Slayer, in my opinion, Pulse, this could really work out for them. We saw all season long, SLG with that sniper can really just light a fire underneath his team. And he was speaking to me in the hotel last night. He said, Harry, you keep calling me a star player and you keep highlighting how good I am with this sniper. It's gotten to the point where as soon as people call me out, the SLG, I have a sniper, they just start firing on me instead. So I apologize, SLG. I might have given you a little bit of heat in game, but that's what you have to do to shut down SLG, right? I mean, you absolutely have to focus on him. As soon as he grabs that sniper rifle, he really can just open up the game for his team. So if you're Fab right now, I think that's game plan number 1. Make sure the sniper keeps out of the hands of SLG, because like we said, he's been a star player all season.
Yep, game number 2 is going to be Slayer on Plaza, and we will get those vetoes up for you on the screen. I mean, statistic wise, Fab have actually played this twice against Pulse and won it both times. They are also unbeaten on this throughout the season. You can see the vetoes on your screen there. For Pulse, they only have a 20% win rate on Plaza Slayer. I don't know if you remember, I'm going to cast your thoughts back, Harry, to earlier in the season.
My brain's like a sieve. So.
Pulse versus Fab. Pulse took, I think, a 20-kill lead on Plaza Slayer. They had them stuck in yard and they couldn't get out, and then suddenly Fab just exploded and came back, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Pulse were looking incredible, but they just weren't able to break down Fab. Fab were too strong to come back into that game.
I don't remember that.
It's okay, I do. That's why I'm here.
That's alright, that's why you're here, but I think that kind of speaks volumes as to Fab's resiliency, really. I mean, they are a resilient squad. A lot of people don't realise this, but it's getting to the point now where Respectful and Mose are starting to get a little bit more like event experience underneath their belts. I mean, Jimbo's obviously been at the top for a few years now, as has too Foxy, but Respectful and Mose, they haven't really been around the top of the game for too long now, and now they're starting to get that game experience under their belt, event experience. It really helps you out in game, and it helps out massively during comebacks, right? When you're down in a game, you've got to keep your head up, and that's just, like you said, considering they were down that large amount on this game type when they last played Pulse, the fact that they were able to come back just, again, speaks volumes to FabE's dominancy over the EU scene. Yeah,
so the last 2 results when they did face off against each other on Slayer Plaza was 50-46 and 50-44. So by no means were they walkovers, so I'm definitely expecting Pulse to have a good game of this. Like you said, it does seem to suit Pulse's playstyle, and if they can get hold of that sniper rifle, then maybe they do have a chance here.
Yeah, and this is the kind of scenario where Pulse just have to shake the cobwebs off, right? That's game 1. Empire Strongholds is done. It's out of the way. That's it. We're here. We've arrived. We played our first game. So Now, this is where the series really starts for them. If they can steal away this Plaza Slayer away from FabE, that would be an absolute huge scalp to take. They've come close in the past, like you've said, Dan, in the Pro League season. If they could steal this away from Fab, they are right back in this series.
Well, game 2 is getting underway. Slayer Plaza, of course, 50 kills to win. Watch out for that sniper rifle. If it does go in the hands of SLG, this could be a show. Harry, who do you want to start things off with?
I think it's only fair. We've spoke about him so much in the preamble. Let's start things off with SLG. Obviously, the overlay is still not quite correct, so just ignore the name on your screen. This is SLG we're on board with, and completely uncontested for the snipe. That's not what you want if you're FabE.
And he didn't actually take that shot. You can see he saw a member through the glass, but nice. Some people will actually try and take it as SLG instantly hits a body shot onto Mose to take the lead for Pulse Gaming nice and early. And now he's going to position himself with his teammates to try and get some angles. Actually going down to bottom mid. Interesting decision here. Clearly he's a little bit worried about the spawners from Fab. He just wants to get a good angle at them coming out of yard.
Yeah, what Pulse do so well is making sure that when SLG, this man on your screen right now, has the sniper rifle, they keep someone with him. You can see on the radar that little blue dot, he's got a teammate with him, so even if he comes under pressure, he can still whip out his Magnum, put some shots down. He is caught out a little bit out of bounds right here, so if he can stay alive with the snipe right here, oh, he does actually get taken down, but 2 quick kills and the kill feed there from Punisher will really help out his side. And we can see we're jumping on board here. This is actually Fragger, not Punisher. So once again, ignore the overlay on screen. We'll get those fixed for you as soon as possible. But great start here from Pulse. They're up 7-4. They have a 3-kill lead, about to be a 4-kill lead as SLG takes down 2 Foxy. And if SLG, he's got the sniper. That's 2 in a row now for SLG. We just have to go back to this man.
Yeah, he is doing it again. He's done it in this season, and now he's going to do it on the big stage here at Finals. He is just waiting on sniper spawn, see if he can scout out any enemies coming out of yard, but at the moment Fab are staying put, but Foxy pops out and he gets hits with a shot. Pulse SLG cannot hit the second one.
Do you remember the buzz phrase from yesterday, Dan? Untradeable kills. Look at the lead escalating now here for SLG and Pulse. You can see, we'll swap all over to observer mode here so you can see the outlines of who SLG exactly has to aim for. But these are unanswered, untradeable kills. And as long as SLG, this is what you just can't let this man do this, because he's going to hit these shots. You know he's going to hit these shots. And if you're Fab, you have to shut him down ASAP, because right now, 12-4, this lead is only escalating for SLG and Pulse Gaming.
Mose slides right into the bullet of SLG, and he is just picking off members of Fab. Hits another shot, can't finish it off though, needs to back off, make sure he stays alive. Teammates are there to support, but unfortunately, he cannot get there today. So now we'll move across to Mose, because he is trying to get back into this game. And there we go. Now they've got this sniper control. They can actually pick up a sniper. This would be great for them, but he's having to back off yet again.
I'm swapping back to the SLG. I'm sorry, boys. As soon as the SLG gets this sniper, you just know he's going to do well with it. So I think it's only fair we have to stay on board with him, Dan. 5 points to lead now. So Fab actually have done a good job of trying and claw themselves back in this game. They're only down by 5 now, and if they can find SLG on your screen, then we could see SLG here. If he can hit some of these shots, they can really just escalate to a lead. Yeah, this man just seems to hit every single shot for Pulse Gaming.
We are going to move across to Respectful on the Fab side as they are starting to claw back into this game. New sniper rifle is ready. Respectful is going to put a few shots across. SLG goes down. He will not have that new sniper rifle. Storm rifle in hand. Storm rifle Stones comes flying around the corner, but Kali says no. His pistol is too strong. Jumping across to Jimbo now, who's trying to support his teammates down here at Lift. He's actually just dancing circles. He knows someone is around here. That sniper.
Yeah, and check it out. Because Respectful took the sniper out of the hands of SLG, now look at the score. They're only down by 3. All of a sudden, Pulse can't get those unanswerable kills thanks to SLG's play. We'll swap over to the man, actually. As you can see now, the overlays are fixed. And 2 kills in the kill feed there for Pulse, and SLG taking out 2 Foxy. That's going to restore the 5-point lead now for Pulse Gaming. And if SLG, if he can try and scavenge around, see if he can find that sniper again. This is Pulse in a great position. Right now, Pulse are on fire in Plaza Slayer.
Yeah, and Fab are just stuck there in Cafe at the moment, and what a confidence booster this would be for Pulse Gaming if they could take this game too. They haven't taken a game off Fab all season, but they're looking in good nick at the moment, but they've been in this situation before, and they have thrown it away. But I'm liking the patience from Pulse Gaming. They're not overextending, they're not pushing too hard. As I say that, he is actually going to push towards yard. He goes for the flank. Doesn't look like he's found any members of Fab just yet, though. We are going to move across and see what his teammates have to say. Oh, it's Jimbo we're going to go across with, because the overshield is up. He's going to grab that. His teammate actually, I thought he was going to leave it.
Respectful, yeah.
He is respectful.
I swapped over to Jimbo because he was there. It was actually FabE who were playing so patient in yard. patient in blue. They were waiting for that overshield to come up. They stood up perfectly for it. They slayed out the Pulse Gaming squad. All of a sudden, now it's FabE. They have the overshield. They're only down by 1, about to be up by 1. If Respectful can get this double, which he does, can he make 3 in a row? Cali will retreat. He knows Respectful is an absolute demon with his weapon. So he's just going to play very patient and respectful here. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try and get his shield and then try and just pin these Pulse Gaming players back. You see SLG there caught with his pants down. He'll go down as well. 1 point lead now for FabE.
Yeah, 2 players taken down with 1 clip of the SMG, and Pulse, they need to be careful that they don't get stuck in this kind of spawn trap cycle, because that is when Fab are at their best, when they do have control of the map. Foxy here at Sniper Rifle side, just trying to stay alive. He's looking across to Cafe, he knows there are players, and SLG is caught on his own yet again. Needs to be careful that he's not going to be picked off. Doesn't want to give away any easy kills, but this is still a tied game. This is a close one. Pulse are definitely making a game of it, as now Foxy is moving across here, trying to go down the ramp. He is going to find a player, gets the backpack onto Cali. Cali not knowing he's there. Grenades go down. Will he be able to get the double kill? Not quite, as Punisher picks up the kill on Foxy.
Yeah, this is much closer than we thought it would be, though. 32 to 31. This is the kind of area of the game where Pulse need to make sure they keep it close, right? Keep trading those kills, because we've seen in the past in the late game, Pulse, they can really fall off, but all of a sudden, it's a 1 point lead now for Pulse Gaming, and Mo's in the squad. Mo's picking up a kill on Cali there. They are down by 1, and this is kind of a strange position for Fab to be in, because it's not often that teams will give them really close games, and right now it seems like Pulse Gaming are really bringing their A game.
Yeah, SLG was just waiting around the corner with a Storm Rifle, caught a Fab player with his pants down, as you would say, but that new Sniper Rifle's coming up, Harry. Don't know if you can see who's got it. It is Mo's. He's not hitting the shots at the moment, though. He is under a lot of pressure, needs to stay alive, needs to communicate with his teammates, let them know where he is. It does look like his teammates are going to be able to get a few kills, so he does have the support now. Fab can slow this down. They can wait and see where Pulse are going to be spawning.
Yeah, they can, and it's actually 2 Foxy who's picked out that overshield. So now with 2 Foxy with this overshield, he can play super slow if he wants to. Actually, oh, that grenade won't actually connect. You can see in the kill feed, Mose is getting kills with the sniper as well. And this is where FabE are really absolutely vicious with their pushes. Now that they have all the candy, all the things they could want, they have Pulse trapped in the yard. They can really push in and make a big kill lead for the taking, really. I mean, they're up by 4 now, and 2 Foxy still has half of his overshield. They still have Mose here with the sniper as well, and Pulse. Oh, what are they going to do to come back in this one, Dan?
This is the main difference between Fab and Pulse. When Fab have control, they push and they will nail you into the floor, whereas Pulse, they just waited. They said, look, we've got a little bit of a lead. We don't want to get overzealous here. We'll let Fab come to us. As grenades come in, Mose goes down, so no Sniper Rifle for him. We'll move across to a member of Pulse Gaming, which will be Fragger here. Just a 5-kill lead for Fab. So after the whole game, Pulse have been 2-3 kills ahead. Now they are behind, so we'll see what they can do. Sniper Rifle in hand, they do have a little bit of control. Can they do anything with it, Harry?
Yeah, the question is, will Punisher be able to find any of the Fab players? He's going for some flashy shots. Can't quite connect with the bit of an easier one there on 2 Foxy, but the important thing is keeping Punisher here alive. The game essentially is in his hands. He will ping Respectful's face off, and all of a sudden Pulse now only down by 4! Oh. Make it 3! 2 in a row for Punisher. The Pulse Gaming squad right now, they really want to claw this comeback. They want to make it happen. They're only down by 3 now. The Punisher can keep hitting those faces. You've got to fancy Pulse to come back.
Yeah, these are the shots you need to be hitting, as he's actually going to go into Cafe window now, see if he can get an angle on any players. You can see the player outlines of all the Fab members just stuck over near yard spawns. Pulse Punisher is just waiting. He's hoping someone's going to walk in front of his reticule, as his teammates are just holding back the line. They have built a wall, and at the moment, Fab can't break it down. Punisher can't quite connect with the shot, but he knows that 2 Foxy is there.
Weak. Absolutely keeping him weak, like you said. He knows 2 Foxy's there, but he kept him no shields for so long. He still has this sniper to play with. Not really connecting with anything. All of a sudden, he will connect with 2 Foxy. Now it's a 1-point game. If he can get this kill, it will be all tied up. There we go. 46-45 in favor of Pulse. They're making this comeback happen.
46-46, just 4 kills. I said the last time these two met, it was 50-46, but Pulse take the lead. Cali taking down Respectful here.
If I'm Pulse right now, I'm speeding this game up. I'm going to try and find Fab as soon as possible, because they got like the last 3 overshields, and that's coming up very soon as well, Dan.
Yeah, and that Sniper Rifle is also up in 5 seconds. And at the moment, Pulse do have a bit of map control. You can see Ismo's going to get caught out here, as SLG is going to take the fight. But there is a member taking him down. Jimbo gets the kill. 49-48. Just 1 more kill needed for Fab Gaming, as we're on board with Cali. The Splinter Grenade is down, but he is going to stay alive. Things will probably slow down here now, but Foxy has the Sniper Rifle in his hands. He has the chance to finish this game. He does find a Pulse Gaming member, but Moose gets the final kill. Pulse came close, but Fab do take the game in the end. a hand thrown up in the air by Respectful saying, and what?
Wow. How many times have we seen it on Plaza Slayer now, Dan, where Pulse Gaming come within 5, 4, 3 kills of Fab, and they still don't come out with the win? That's, was that 3? They're 0 for 3 now against Fab, right? And the scores have all been close, so just key moments in that game. And I want to highlight the overshield control from Fab. I really think that was the difference maker. Looking at the scoreboard, Respectful, we didn't see too much of his point of view. 21 kills from the best player in Europe.
Yeah, 21 kills. I mean, this is a man that was kind of dubbed an online kid back in the day. He became famous from playing free-for-all.
Halo 4 FFAs, I remember.
Yeah, and now he is doing it yet again. On the biggest stage, he doesn't choke. He will get those kills. And it's exactly what he was doing online. There doesn't seem to be a big difference for me from Respectful from online to LAN, but we'll go through a few of the replays from that game. But Pulse, oh boy, that's going to be heart rate for them. So hard to take, especially when you look at the fact they had maybe an 8-9 kill lead at one point. But Fab just doing fantastically, as they've done all season, to close games out. And that's when that's what separates the good teams from the okay teams, really, is even when you're not playing at your best, still being able to finish those games off.
Yeah, it's things like that, though. I mean, we saw the replay of Respectful when he had that overshield. Getting those 2 kills with the SMG, that was a lovely shot, by the way, from Punisher, but getting those 2 kills with the SMG when he had that overshield, because he had that extra layer, he had the extra health, he could be so aggressive with the automatic, and obviously got those 2 kills, and in the end they won by 2 kills. So it's just little moments like that. Obviously Pulse were able to claw themselves back in the game with a few sniper shots here and there, but essentially you have to ask yourselves, if Pulse could have gotten at least one of those overshields, could it have been a different story? I certainly think so, but again, that is the difference between these two teams. Pulse right now, maybe not on top form, maybe they're feeling a little bit sluggish, but Fab, because they're so seasoned, they turn up to every single tournament giving 110%. They're just so well drilled.
They are definitely well drilled, well oiled.
Well oiled,
I would say. Game 3 is going to be capture the flag on Coliseum. We'll get the vetoes up on the screen for you. But
Crowd likes Coliseum now.
They do like Coliseum. Fab have actually gone unbeaten on Coliseum as well, capture the flag. So this is the 3rd game that they are unbeaten on. They've continued their unbeaten record on Strongholds Empire and Slayer Plaza. Can they continue it on capture the flag Coliseum? Stasis was banned from Fab. Not entirely surprised, they banned that all season. Truth taken away by Pulse. Again, they banned that all season, and then interestingly, Fab did decide to take away Fathom. It's not been their best game type. They don't have the 100% record that they have on Coliseum, so I'm not entirely surprised, Harry.
I'm going to apologise in advance. There may be a little bit of frantic switching in this one. You know why? Because everyone wants to see sniper shots, right? We want to see sniper shots, so I'm going to follow the sniper in this one. So we could see, you know, the odd frantic switching. So for that, in advance, I apologise. But Fab, we spoke about it in the last game, how they were able to get the overshield. If they can control the power weapons in Coliseum like they were able to control the overshield on Plaza, then you've got to say they're going to have a great time capture the flag on Coliseum down.
Yes, here we go. It is going to be game 3, and like you said, those sniper shots, they do make a big difference. They are the untradeable kills, as you said, but it's whether either team is going to be able to get control of that sniper. That is what really makes the difference. That's what sets the good teams from the bad, by getting a player with that sniper and getting in a position to really put it to use to help pull that flag and get it across the map. Currently, Fab are 2-0 up against Pulse Gaming as we are heading into game 3. The server will be restarting, so we're not quite heading into the game just yet, so that means I can pick your brain a little bit more about capture the flag Coliseum, Harry.
Quickly, before you do so, Dan, I want to give a massive shout out to Respectful for wearing his FabE jersey today. Oh, well, no, wait, he's wearing a jumper. Come on, man, represent your squad, man.
It might be underneath there, though.
Maybe he's going to whip it out for the finals.
Perhaps. Okay, so
his jersey.
Let's look at previous results then between Fab and Pulse. They matched up once on Capture the Flag Coliseum throughout the season. Fab won this 3-2. So another close game. Pulse just not being able to get there, not quite getting to the finish line. What do you think Pulse lack in that end game? Why is it that Fab are able to put these results to bed so easily?
I think, take nothing away from Pulse, I honestly thought that last game, Plaza Slayer especially, was just... It was Fab's dominance. I mean, we've seen it all season long, how good Fab really are across Europe. No one really seems to be a massive threat to them. It's almost like they don't see this as a competition. They just see it as just easy pickings. And I honestly think that Fab, it's not the disrespect, right? It's just like they just treat every single game like it's easy for them. And you can watch it. You can see it in their gameplay. Like the amount of times they're timing power-ups, timing power weapons. when you're Pulse, it's so tough to try and combat that because FabE are so well drilled. They are so good on Halo 5.
They are so good, and I believe that whilst we are waiting for this game to get underway, we did speak to FabE earlier. So let's take a look at what they had to say earlier on. Okay, apparently not.
Why not?
Are we
Why
going
not?
into game? Is
Come
this
on.
live?
Oh well.
Marvelous!
We get to see more Halo 5 action!
Game 3 is underway. Ignore the interview. We don't need it because we can start this. Capture the flag, Coliseum. We're on board with Foxy, and he's hitting the headshots. Great stuff. Respectful will follow up with a double kill on SLG, and Kali. Foxy almost picks off the head, but that's 3 dead for Pulse already, Harry.
Yeah, it is, and this is kind of that typical sniper angle. You see snipers on Coliseum just absolutely anchor down this position, because not only is he blocking those cave spawns, he can see into the base, he can see up to rockets, as you can see right now, will take off SLG's face. There's a player behind him as well. I wonder whether or not he might be able to take him out. But 3 kills in a row now for Pulse, 2 Foxy answering back. Wonder whether or not he might just leave that flag, but instead he's going to try and rally it back to his base. It will cost him his life. Kali the man to shut him down, and now he's on the warpath for that return.
Do you like that play? I mean, I think you had to move that flag, definitely, but he could have survived if you just chucked it and then instantly ran. But now Pulse are going to be able to respond. Respectful does have the sniper in hand, eventually hits the shot. It took him a few bullets, but he got there in the end. And now the flag will be on the move. Continued. Pulse, I don't think are in a position to stop this one, so it should be 1-0 to FabE.
It's actually a flag standoff
did it
right
go
now.
Return?
It's a flag standoff. So Pulse have FabE's flag, and FabE obviously have the Pulse flag at the moment. It's going to be Fragger, and he's the last alive with the flag here for Pulse, so he absolutely has to stay alive while his spawners come up. He's doing his best, but you can see on the death screen, it will be returned. It's 2 Foxy in the FabE base, and he's going to put this one in. 1-0 to FabE.
Nice early lead and just sheer dominance. The control that they have on the map is absolutely sublime. Rocket launcher will be coming up as well, and you can see Foxy immediately sprinting over to that side of the map as he hears the call from the announcer that he's going to be... He nearly falls off the map there. Glad he didn't. He does get rockets. He's going to be challenged. Kali takes him down, so those rockets will fall into the hands of Pulse if they can find them. And now with 3 dead, SLG will be able to return this flag, and now they can try and get some sniper control.
Yeah, and if Kali can kind of supplement this sniper tower area with these rockets, if he can lock this area of the map down for his team. Punisher with 2 kills. If Kali can actually lock down anywhere on the map really with these rockets, that's going to give his team a massive boost. He has 3 in the chamber, so this really should be 3 guaranteed kills, as Sims would like to say. But one thing FabE are doing so well, look at the kill feed. Trades. They're trading so well, and it doesn't give any of the Pulse Gaming members any time to breathe. No free kills across the board, and 2 Foxy with the rockets and the flag here for FabE.
It didn't feel good having to just sit in your own base with those rockets, but Foxy can't get a kill with them either, so SLG will find them on the floor. Flag does get returned, and now SLG's moving over to Sniper Tower, seeing if he can find any kills. Just waiting here in grass, being very patient. I would have liked a higher angle from him, as he will have to suicide kill to make sure he guarantees that kill for himself. Jimbo's just taking a look to see if he can find the rockets, and he will find one. Just one left in the chamber.
Yeah, and it's 2 Foxy actually for FabE. With the slide, the no-scope from 2 Foxy. He will actually get melted there by Kali with the scatter shot. But wow, what a ridiculous shot to hit. And Moze here is still actually slaying waves of spawners here from the Pulse Gaming side. Jimbo is just taking a moment at the moment, running this flag. We'll swap over to him. This flag is so close to being scored. This would be the 2nd in the game for FabE. 2 kills though in the kill free from Pulse. That's going to help things out. But Jimbo, does he want to try and make this? He's going to try and make it happen. That's going to be 2-0 to FabE.
And FabE are just not letting up. They're relentless. They're just pulling flag after flag. Pulse are constantly on the back foot. They are constantly having to answer every question that FabE is putting in front of them. Jimbo struggling to finish off that last kill. Doesn't get the kill with a scatter shot. Kali replies, picking up the scatter shot and taking down Respectful. Foxy, I believe, is the last member alive. And he is in the opposition base and just railing across the map. He has been spotted though, needs to be careful. And he will get taken down by Fragger in the end.
Yeah, the question is though, why is there no one from Pulse after they got those 3 quick kills? Why aren't they moving that flag now? Why weren't they trying to, maybe they were just battling for map control, maybe they're confident in slaying 2 waves of FabE, but to be honest with you, when you get a gift of 3 down, when you work so hard to kill 3 of the FabE squad, which is no easy feat by the way, you have to take advantage. And that seems to be the story of the game so far. Fragger here coming off the respawn. Pulse just not in a position enough. They got those 3 kills, maybe it was kind of mid-map area, but they just weren't in a position to pull that flag early, and as a result, It's now FabE once again with map control with Fragger here on your screen, last alive.
At the moment, all I'm seeing in the kill feed is respectful kill. I believe he is currently on 17 kills for his team, so yet again, he is putting up big numbers as Mose is going to start moving this flag. Bottom middle, turns around, takes down Fragger. Jimbo ground pounds two people.
What?
We didn't actually see that, but off screen, the GPK himself takes down 2 players. Flag is still bottom middle. I don't know if any member of FabE is going to be able to grab this one, but they have such control that they can pretty much do anything they want right now.
2 kills with 1 ground pound. I'm so sorry we didn't see that on stream, but that is, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but certainly not in the Pro League, certainly not at a live event. Mose here is going to try and contest the Pulse flag. Punisher there didn't actually get enough of a return, so if Fab really wanted to, they could maybe relay this flag, and you can see they're just picking off Pulse players who are desperating for that return. SLG in the end will put an end to Mose. Let's swap over to the Pulse side, because right now they're 2-0 down in the game. They're looking to go, they're looking to take this game to try and force themselves back in this series, but I think it's only fair to go over to this man, the GPK. Jimbo, 2 kills, 1 ground pound down. What is that?
I mean, it's absolutely unreal, but who else to do it other than Jimbo, of course. It is just almost like fate. As he whips out the SMG, tries to finish off the kill, but Foxy will be there to just use the grenade and take down Fragger. Rockets coming up in 5 seconds, as you can see on your screen, and Jimbo is just going to try and nade in case anyone is waiting there. A nice patient play from Fab. So despite all this dominance, they are not getting overzealous. They're not rushing in and pulling the flags willy-nilly. They are making sure they're going to pull it at the right time, Harry.
Willy-nilly indeed. Those rockets still up, I think, Dan. So it's actually going to be SLG from Pulse. So a sniper in the hands of Punisher here, and SLG with these rockets as well. It's going to make things a little bit easier for Pulse. They're getting the power weapons, which is, a question we were asking coming into this game. Could they contend with Fab's power weapon control? SLG here with the rockets is going to put them to use. That's going to take down Mose, but already Fab, they're making SLG turn around. He can't advance on that position here. I think he's recognized that's a distraction play from Fab. And I like this out of SLG. He's going to move forward. He will get taken down, but he will trade himself, and Punisher still alive with the snipe will go down as well.
Yeah, Foxy's currently in the opposition base, just pulling the flag, just being a nuisance. He's been doing it all game, and the flag is actually continuing to move. So even though several members of his team were down, as Jimbo picks up the double, looks for the triple, hits it onto Punisher, and that'll be game. Fab 3-0, going 3-0 up in the series. Disgusting stuff from the boys of FabE.
Jimbo the showstopper. Wow, what a play. And we spoke about it in the commentary, Dan. Fab, it's a complete contrast to Pulse, right? We saw Pulse when they had the map control, they were able to slay 3 of the Fab squad. They weren't in a position to pull a flag, and then to Foxy, even though 3 of his teammates had died, he was already in the Pulse base and was able to pull that flag for the final flag count.
Stats on the screen there for you. Respectful 21 kills, doing it yet again. I mean, across the board, really, Pulse just heavily outslayed. They weren't able to keep up with Fab. Constantly, they were on the spawn, Harry. You just saw them spawning rocket corner time after time, and every time Fab were there waiting with rockets or sniper rifle, or even just a pistol, and they were able to eliminate every single member of Pulse.
I just have to lament that the poor. No, I don't want to say poor play, right? Because it's not. Because killing 3 members of Fab is no easy feat whatsoever, right? But when you're gifted of 3 of the Fab players not being on the map for 7 seconds, you absolutely have to be in a position to take advantage of that. Unfortunately for Pulse, when they did have the map control, they made the kills happen, but they just, once again, they just weren't in a position to pull that flag, and that was the difference between the 2 teams. Obviously, we saw a lot of flashy power weapon kills, a lot of flashy plays from both sides, but ultimately the difference was that Fab, when they got the kills, they were in a position to run the flag early, and it really just never gave Pulse a chance to breathe. The highlights from the game are fantastic, but once again, they were able to pull the flag early, and it just paid off for them. That's the 2 GPKs in the kill feed there. I wish we saw that one on stream.
Yeah, this was a disgusting triple. What a way to finish the game that was. But honestly, there was times when Pulse had the rockets and they were just kind of sat in their own base. And I would have liked to see them be a little bit more aggressive. But honestly, it is so hard to be aggressive against one of the best teams in Europe. Well, the best team in Europe.
Yeah, well, it's not only that. It wasn't so much that they were kind of sat in their own base with rockets. It's because the player had to go back, because there was a FabE player steaming around the rocket side of the map. They were absolutely sprinting, just getting around the backside of the Pulse squad, and it made the power weapon player who, potentially could have gained his team a lot more map control with that power weapon. He was the closest player, and he was the man who had to go back. So that was something that Fab did really, really well. very impressed from them so far.
Game 4, Harry, is going to be Strongholds on Rig. And actually, this might be the saving grace for Pulse. They have a 100% win rate on this map. And for FabE, it's actually one of their worst game types. They only have a 50% win rate. I know what you're thinking. 50% win rate, that's not that bad. But looking across the stats from across the board, FabE are pretty much 175% on every map. As the V2s are on your screen, Empire was already played. FabE took out Eden, and then Pulse took out Plaza. Not entirely surprised about Pulse taking out Plaza because they haven't actually won a Strongholds Plaza game all season either. So Rig Strongholds will be the game type. What are your initial thoughts, Harry?
Well, statistically, it's one of FabE's poorest game types. But again, you can't look at this FabE squad and say they have a weak game type because they're just so good. They are so good, and they're a league above everyone else in Europe at the moment. I feel that Vegas experience that they've brought back, obviously going over to HCS Vegas. They had such a great time over there, and you know, fair enough, they might not have gotten the placing that they wanted, but they got so much experience. They swept aside amateur teams, and that event experience, I really feel like we're seeing that in their gameplay right now, because they look individually completely out of Pulse's range, and we've seen Pulse during the Pro League season. They've looked individually good. Every single one on that Pulse squad have looked so strong individually, but right now, FabE, their individual dominance is showing. Strongholds on the Rig is going to be game number 4 now.
Yep, 100 points to win. Everyone knows the score. Control the Strongholds, win the game. I mean, personally, for me, you've got to grab that nest. That is the most important Stronghold. I think you would agree, Harry. But what would you say your priority is when you are starting off on this map?
Priority, I think, honestly, fair enough, if you want to break the setup, go for that nest, but I think what I'm looking for in this game is for players to try and control the shotgun and control this basement right here. It's going to be Fragger the man off the start to grab the shotgun for his team. If he can control back rail, just make sure that FabE don't get a hold on the basement, and then all of a sudden your team constantly has one stronghold. Fair enough, if the other team have control, they're only getting 1 point, so as long as you can control basement, you're going to have a good time going forward.
Important that Fragger did take out Foxy as well, because Foxy had the camouflage as we're going to move across. Unless he can get the kill here, he is just holding this.
Oh,
Tries to get the
Jimbo!
shotgun kills, but oh my god.
No way!
Teabag comes out because Jimbo just full-on destroyed Fragger there, and now he takes basement as a reward.
And that's what we were talking about. Fragger there, he dropped way too late. Jimbo was already halfway capturing the basement before he realized Jimbo was even there. And Jimbo survived, he thrusted, he gave him the jukes, he gave him the razzle-dazzle, thrusted away from the shotgun, and all of a sudden Jimbo did have help, and now, like we said, total control in favor of FabE. SLG is the man in BR base, and I love this aggression here from FabE. Fair enough, they might not be able to salvage the BR base, they might have to surrender it, but they're doing so much damage. Now the Slays come in, 3 dead for Pulse. And it's going to be total control once again.
This is looking ugly. I think that now on spawn, Pulse need to do something. They need to do something fast because FabE are going to be swarming in like piranhas as Punisher will take down Respectful. But Foxy replies. You can see Pulse members are moving towards this basement, but unfortunately, FabE are just not letting up. They are everywhere right now. Shotgun from Jimbo does eventually manage to pick up that kill. Gets the double as well, just to teabag, just to let him know he's there. Looks across the map. Can he get the triple? He does have his shields back, but he is going to back off slightly. He's happy to give up that BR base. What an early lead. We're only nearly 2 minutes into this game, Harry, and already 42 points on the board for FabE.
42 for FabE, and Pulse right now, they're trying something different. They're going through the white corridor, and that's what I like to see. But Jimbo with the shotgun, once again, Fragger wasn't able to earlier on in the game, but Jimbo put into play what we were talking about perfectly. Controlling basement, making sure that's your home base is so important, and Jimbo did that really well with the shotgun. I actually have to give a lot of props to Jimbo, to be honest with you, because I've always been of the opinion in the past where Jimbo, he plays so well internationally. Oh, that's just so cheeky. Jimbo is one of the best international players in Europe, right? He'll go over to America, he'll always play really, really well, and my gripe with him in the past is he hasn't really turned up as much as I'd like him to European events, but right now he's started so hot here at the fall finals. He's looking so good.
And look at that Pulse. They were able to get basement, so straight away FabE, they knew. They moved across to BR base, so they picked that up instead. Pulse have picked up Nest now, so this is important. Perhaps this is a good opportunity for them to get back in the game. We're going to switch across to SMG. Has the railgun, but he can't connect with a shot. He is now stuck between a wall and a hard place. Does pick up the kill though, unrespectful, really important as he drops now into basement. And if he can pick this up, because no members of FabE are around actually, and Pulse might be able to get the total control here.
Yeah, all of a sudden now Pulse are back in the game. They're the ones with total control, and we said in the past, in Strongholds, you can really just rack up a lead so fast if you can maintain this total control. Display's coming in early from Pulse here. That's what they need to do. Before even a Stronghold is ticked down from FabE, they need to make sure they're killing. Look at how they're killing FabE players so far away from each other. Now it's going to be FabE on stilted respawns. All of a sudden it's up to 2 Foxy and Jimbo to try and take the basement away. They will do that, so the bleeding is stemmed here from FabE. But again, kill feed, 2 Pulse kills. That's going to be great for them going forwards, and now they can push into the basement and try and restore this triple cap.
It's about how many points Pulse can get now they do have control. I think FabE are at their best when they're at control and how they can just bleed their opponents. But FabE are also very good at getting out of these tricky situations, as Foxy uses his pistol effectively, gets the double kill, and they are able to pick up basement. So FabE back on top yet again, but Fragger is here at BR base, and he does have support from his team, so they'll be able to take this one. I wouldn't be surprised, however, if FabE are moving round to Nest to try and take that one for themselves.
Yeah, and the thing for Pulse is, I think that's going to be Punisher, I think, who is, in fact, it is going to be Punisher, who is still alive. He'll go down as well. It's actually going to be Cali to try and contest the Nest. I was going to save there for Pulse. Oh, that's heartbreaking. They didn't have anyone in position to try and maintain that Nest, and that was the one Stronghold that really could have come under jeopardy for them. Respectful take down SLG, but first SLG gets the basement, but look at the kill feed. FabE kills, that's 3 down now for Pulse. You can see Jimbo bringing up his scoreboard. He's going to relay that information to his team. Total control once again restored here for FabE. Jimbo with camo shotgun. Wisely is just going to try and back away, but Cali puts an end to his existence, and now it's 2 Foxy with the railgun.
Really important kill there from Cali as well. If Jimbo did survive with the camo and shotgun, it could have been game, set and match, but Pulse do still have a chance. But at the moment, Foxy wants to put this game to bed. He gets the kill on SLG with the railgun, and that will be them in control once again as he moves across the basement to try and get total control. Can't see a Pulse member just yet though, but he can see them on his radar. They are above him. Jimbo gets another ground pound onto Cali, as you can see in your kill feed. Basement gets taken, that'll be total control once again, and I've got to say, FabE has done phenomenally when they are in the lead, when they do have that control. They have just not let up. They haven't given Pulse a chance. They have just said, no, we are going to put this one absolutely to bed. But SLG takes down Foxy, gets the double kill. Needs to get this stronghold though, because FabE are so close to taking this series.
Absolutely, big plays coming out of SLG there, but unfortunately, like I say, Dan, the time is ticking away. 95 points now is 100 to win, so FabE just the 4 points away, and SLG right now and Pulse Gaming is last chance saloon for them. He needed to win the fight, but Jimbo lands the perfect 2 in a row for Jimbo, actually. A celebratory ground pound, and that's going to be GG. FabE take down Pulse in game number 1, series number 1 of the full season fight.
Somewhat of a formality. I think it's what everyone expected. FabE not letting up with a 4-0 victory. Absolutely incredible stuff. And then handshakes all round, of course. They are all good friends. But Harry, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said Jimbo. He's been one of these players that he's always performed well, but when it comes to LAN, sometimes not as good as he does online. But he was really showing up that game.
Yeah, well, it's not so much like the online versus LAN performances, because Jimbo's, he's turned up to LAN events before, but my question was, on an international level, he always seems to turn up, but domestically, right, other EU LANs, he's always been kind of that supportive player. I'm so happy with what I saw out of Jimbo that series, because he looked like the Jimbo that turns up on the international stage that he has in the past. Like, he turned up, at X Games, and he's turned up in the past at Halo WC as well. So it's good to see Jimbo back on form. And he, in my opinion, and this is saying nothing, by the way, this doesn't mean anything. He was almost the weak link for FabE, but he's so strong in game. It's not like he was a weak link, but now considering he looks incredibly impressive, with the teabags coming in as well, FabE, I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch them this weekend. They just look so good.
Yeah, I don't think we expected anything else in this series, to be honest.
Cheeky, by the way.
We knew that, this headshot was absolutely disgusting. It was just a peekaboo there. So FabE, they will move on in the winners bracket, but Pulse are going to drop down to the losers bracket, and they will play the loser of Vibe versus Infused. What do you think about Pulse moving forward? I mean, can they come back from such a heavy loss?
I think they'll be okay, right? I mean, obviously they put up a fight in that Plaza Slayer game, which is good for them. But I think they kind of anticipated that to happen, right? I think everyone kind of appreciates that FabE right now, they're at the top, they're the pinnacle of EU Halo. So I think Pulse going into it, not so, they would have wanted to win the series. Obviously they gave their best, they gave their all, they fought really hard, but I think in the back of their minds they would have been saying to themselves, look, if we lose this, it's not the biggest deal, right? Because everyone kind of expected us to lose. Let's look at this losers bracket, right? Let's watch the next game, Infuse versus Vibe. Let's see who loses that series and check out their weaknesses. Try and exploit them, and then we can try and make a losers bracket run happen.
Well, FabE did take the first series of the day, and let's find out from Respectful down on the stage with Mr. Adam Savage.
Well, make some noise for Respectful and FabE! I mean, once again, the British are victorious over the French. You guys have had 4-0 there, a whitewash. How good is that for the team and your morale moving forward as well?
Well, coming in Series 2, we're going to be hot. I mean, we're just going to come off a 4-0, so it's going to be good for the team. We're getting pumped. It's not like it was a close series. We're going to be like wobbling a bit. It's just going to be all confidence going around.
Now, game 2 of Slayer there was probably the tightest. How good was it for you to defeat them in that game and move forward from there?
Well, we know Plaza Slayer is their best game type because we played them online on it as well. But, I mean, we come out with a win for that when it mattered. Like, we clutched up, so at the end of the day, that's all that matters, and we just did it.
Now, we saw you personally on game number 3, capture the flag. You were dominant. Respectful was on fire. How good is it as a team captain to lead the troops so convincingly in that game?
Well, I don't I mean, I'm team captain and everything, but I don't kind of lead the team. We all take that role when it comes to certain situations. So we're all confident. We all know what we're doing. So it's a team game at the end of the day. I just bring the morale to the team.
So now you've actually won that first game. What do you guys do now? Do you have some R&R? Do you relax? You talk tactics? What's the next step for you guys?
We'll probably relax for a little bit, watch the next series, see how it goes, and then warm up again before we play our second series.
Once again, make some noise for Respectful and FabE! Right, let's head over to Paul and the team upstairs, and who can look at the game a little more in detail.
Thank you very much, Adam. Yes, we are back at the analysis desk right now, and of course we also have a guest on the desk. Alongside Onset and Letha, we also have Jimbo here as well.
Hey!
From FabE. Well done.
Jimbo!
Congrats. A good victory, solid victory for you. Was that kind of what you expected?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, they are the 4C come into this, so we were expecting to wipe them quite easily. So obviously I've got all the respect for the French and everything like that, but yeah, we were expecting to win that one quite easily.
Don't worry about that French magic stuff that happens on LAN.
No,
Don't believe in any of that rubbish?
No, it's never happened for me, so I've never really bothered with that.
It's happened for him. He knows what it's
He
like.
was on my team, weren't you, for that?
Oh yeah.
H2A. See,
Jimbo's
Gaz
already
haven't
lying.
told me
See, Jimbo, he doesn't even take that in. He's like, nah, whatever.
you can
Don't
blame
he
me for that.
remembered it.
That was an
for
old
that.
game. I don't care about that one.
Yeah,
It's alright. I won
absolutely.
this one. I'm happy.
Good. And you had a very good game as well.
Yep.
Some big frags in there. Lovely kills as well.
It was a lot of a montage thing for all of us, to be fair. After the game 3 on the Coliseum, all of us were just like, oh, I hit this. Like, I hit a double ground pound, I hit a triple at the end. I ninja'd Fragger in the rig game. Then all of us were just like, oh, I hit a Noe, I hit everything. It was just everything was just going well for us.
Yeah. I think we might see a few movies out of that one.
Oh, I hope so. I'll be awesome to see.
It's the only reason you do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys got anything for Jimbo?
Yeah, just out of interest, did you feel like when you actually played against Pulse, just on every map, you were getting like important areas like Snipe Tower on Coliseum, or just the weapons perhaps in general? Do you feel like you were getting them all uncontested?
On all the objective game types of Slayer, I think you can see by the score it was a bit shaky from us. We know that Slayer is actually Pulse's one of their best game types, but it was also one of ours at the same time. So we were kind of confident going into it, but we didn't get Snipe at all on the Plaza game, which was kind of bad from us. But I think that was just us still warming up and stuff. Like I said to my teammates, I wasn't even warmed up until the game 3.
Really?
I finally got one of the leads. I got one of these. I didn't realize we had them. My hands were freezing down there. But no, we were. I'd say the Plaza. Everything else was just it felt like it was just easy for us. Playing on LAN is so clean, so everything just went so well for us.
It was funny, what you're saying that you warmed up by game 3, that was actually the collie game.
Yeah, talk us through that double ground pound.
It's just the elbow spawn. I could tell my teammates were blocking the caves. I was just like, they're going to spawn elbow. They're either going to wrap forward and overextend, or they're just going to come back. And I was like, screw it, I'll just charge it up. I heard one thrustering around the corner. I was like, I'll charge it up, see what I get. And so 2 of them come around like idiots, and I just ground pound. And I was like, all right then.
Yeah, we've got some highlights for you. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy these as well.
Not that one. Not
that one. But you might feature quite heavily elsewhere in here as well.
So another question for you, Jim, just while we're watching this back is, who do you see today as being your biggest competition, and what team are you thinking you're going to have to turn it up against?
Most likely be Vibe, but we don't know who's going to win out of Vibe or Infused. We still don't actually know who's going to do. Are you taking up who's going to win out of that series? But I think Vibe, Septic hasn't got a voice. I don't know if he's any better today, so I know that's going to hit him quite hard. Infused, I'm still a bit iffy. if they're on LAN, like how they're playing on LAN. So like, I'd probably say Vibe out of the two of them, but it really depends who we actually manage to play. You know, Infuse could pull it off and get the W. We'll have to see.
Because I think scrims recently against Vibe have been quite, well, you could say relatively close, but scrims are scrims. Sometimes you lose a few games because you're testing out the meta, trying to break in, trying to change different setups and stuff. But do you feel confident just playing against Vibe in general today?
Yeah, we know how they play and what they want to do, so we're very confident towards them. I think the funny thing is Vibe play to beat us. They don't play to beat any of the other teams. So they're preparing just to beat us, which is going to could catch them off guard in the next series, because they try and counter our strats and stuff. Like you said during scrims, like we have had even scrims. Like they're a good team. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they play for us, which could actually ruin them in their next series.
Because it was nice to see changes. Like for example, normally on Plaza TS when you try and break a setup, normally you have a few of you go loop and one gold as support, and you go from there. But it's nice to see a change because you don't really see teams go blue and then go from there, because it's quite on rare occasions. But it's nice to do it as a one-off, just to throw them off a bit.
Yeah, every team has sort of, well, I'd say every team. Well, we have separate stats that we're going to do on LAN and stuff like that. Sometimes we're just like, all right, let's just do this. We know what they're going to do, so let's just do this and catch them off guard, or we'll just do what we usually do, which always works. You're supposed to have like at least like minimum 3 different starting strats, just so you can't get predicted by the other team.
Yeah, because it's funny, because if someone else sees what you're doing, you're anti-stratting them, then you've got anti-strat, and then it just turns into like a massive unreal meta game.
Yeah, I remember I have the antidote.
So back when we were with Epsilon, we used to play against Infuse. Mina Ramirez always counter-strat us on the breakout game type. They always did it, and like, it really did like ruin us at points. So like, from then I've learned on that you need to have different strats, like especially for LAN, because it all matters then.
Yeah, start strats are so important nowadays, just on any game, but especially this one.
And the one thing, in case people were wondering at home what Jimmy's actually holding, this is a teabag.
It is a teabag.
It's a teabag.
Which is ironic, really, considering what happened in the last game.
Yeah,
See what I did there? See what I did there?
It's good leading, Mark. I like that. It was nicely done. I want to talk to you about the season as a whole, because you came in on the last day of the transfer window, joined the team. Not everything gelled straight away, I think it would be fair to say.
Yeah.
But you look so comfortable with these guys now. What's changed for you through the season?
I think the start of the season, like, there's nothing taken away from it. Like, me replacing Kimbo is a big different role. Like Kimbo is, he's a raw, very, very raw Slayer, and I like to think myself as a good Slayer, but like I think I've had to say Robbie is a better Slayer than me. But I bring that different stuff to the team, which I think all of us just took a while to get used to.
I think you've got more of a diverse strategic element.
I'm more of like the guy that sits back and plays it more passive. I'm the one that like reads the game and stuff like that, and obviously like counter power-ups and stuff like that. Whereas Kimbo used to be just a run and gun. Wherever you look at him, he just hit you. But it did take time. I wasn't personally feeling like, for the first half of the season, to be fair, in season 1 I wasn't really feeling myself as much as I was in the previous last year before Worlds. But like I finally got back into my groove now, and I'm feeling a lot more confident when I'm playing, which is why I'm playing kind of cocky like I did today. Because I'm feeling back to the way where if I look at someone, I know they're going to die. Well, previously I just didn't have that. So
it's just the coordination of your team just in general,
everything's
isn't
just
it?
come together for all of us, and I know these guys on my team are going to hit everything. So it's just was on me to improve my gameplay, which I think I've done now.
Just don't get in a gunfight with Kimbo.
Scary Jim.
He's back to scary Jim, that's for sure. In terms of the American adventure, what has that done for the team? Because sometimes we've seen teams go to America playing these tournaments, get beat quite heavily sometimes against some really good teams, obviously world-class teams, and then come back and maybe have a dip a little bit, and then go back up and reach a whole new level.
We went over there and we didn't perform the way we wanted to. We played against the top 4 teams, so it did sort of hit us, but we did pick up on stuff. But like I was speaking to Harry before, it's like we went over there, we picked up on stuff, but there's no way we're going to be able to implement it within a week.
It's too short, isn't it?
I think we only practiced like 2-3 days since we came back, and we've been back for a week, so we haven't really been able to implement stuff. We know what we want to do, so we're going to do that after this event. Like we've read certain things. The funny thing is we over here we win every single plaza. Over there we didn't win we may have won 1 or 2, I can't really remember, but like we didn't win it, and we actually lost quite a few when we came back. So I don't know if we were just trying to implement stuff, but like it didn't really, coming back we didn't play any different. Like we beat Infused the other day, 50-16 or something like that, Scrim and Goose Doodle. So like we came back and we were fine. Yeah, no, I was proud of that one because I didn't die in that one, so I'll remember that one like crazy. But no, we came back and we still played the same.
I think it's going to be very interesting going into season 3, not just how far, because the pedigree's good, compared to you guys and everyone else. It's very differential, but it's going to be very interesting to see how different it will be going into season 3. But maybe if you can push top 6, maybe even top 4 in the end, depending on the situation.
No, the end goal is to beat the Americans, isn't it? So like we want
world champions,
Yeah,
Jim. That's what it is.
True. But I think we want to. I'm hoping to see more North American Open events. I want to go back out there again, just to keep on playing against them.
Yeah.
Like it did suck. We only really got to play against 2 of the pro league teams last time, and we beat the amateur teams like as easy as it was. I've never had an easier.
You were treating it like matchmaking, pretty much.
No, we like when you got Mose up there screaming at Goofy and stuff like that. It's kind of just like, hold on a minute, where are we? What's happening?
Mose
here?
screaming at people.
Mose was Mose screaming at people. What
Oh, I
Just a
thought.
standard day
never
for
seen
Mose,
that
really.
before.
Look at me. Look at
Look
me,
at
SLG.
That's great stuff. Thank you very much for joining us, Jim, and
Thanks for having me.
congrats on the 4-0. We are headed towards a break right now before our next matchup. It's going to be a very interesting match indeed between Vibe, of course, and Infused. They had a big battle at the end of the league season. Let's find out what they do in the upper bracket. And the winner, of course, will go through and play FabE in the upper bracket final. As I said, we are headed towards a break. Just a reminder for you, though, the competition's galore out there. Right now, you can head to esl.pm/Halo for your chance to win a whole bunch of goodies. Thanks to our friends, of course, at Astro. There's an AR40. There's 2 AR40s up there with mixers intact as well, ESL hoodies, and, of course, lots of goodies from our friends at Jinx. We'll see you after the break for a very, very big match.